This is going to sound incredibly arrogant, but nothing really frightens me. Okay, everything that's big and scary that's out there, okay, you got to take it all in stride. But one thing that I definitely want to avoid later in life, or for anybody that I actually care about, is making sure that they don't go down the path of dementia, Alzheimer's disease, all of that stuff. It just always looks like the saddest way to end your life, just forgetting everybody you know, everything you love, even yourself when it's all said and done. If there's any way to avoid that fate, I'm going to be proactive about avoiding that for myself, especially because I think that's probably on my paternal side. I think that's where it is, and maybe on the maternal. If I go back through my family history, there's everything that's in it. So that's why I go above and beyond to make sure that my supplementation's on point, my exercise routine is tight as well. If we were on the main channel, I'd finish that joke. And one of those supplements in that list is definitely vitamin D. I sing the praises of it regularly. And hey, man, if we can do it again, why not just before 2023 to just try to get you on that bandwagon? It's like vitamin D, incredibly beneficial. Brains with higher vitamin D linked to lower dementia risk, according to a new study. New research finds levels of vitamin D are associated with our risk of age-related cognitive decline. They're just not sure why. So why is that? Okay, so researchers from Tufts University found higher levels of vitamin D were associated with up to 33% lower odds of developing dementia or mild cognitive impairment. Sweet. Vitamin D receptors are widespread in brain tissue, and vitamin has shown protective effects that include clearance of amyloid plaques, a hallmark of Alzheimer's disease. Cool. According to the Alzheimer's Association, a different type of AA, but also, you know what, hey, if you got that problem, maybe kick that habit in the new year, you still got some time. Book your seat now. 1 of 3 U.S. seniors will die with Alzheimer's disease or another dementia, and this condition kills more people than breast and prostate cancer. Really? Holy. I actually didn't know that. That's interesting. COVID-19 pandemic has worsened these rates. Yep, exactly. And also the people who, this is just another correlative study. Nothing that's referenced here, I don't think, but no, nothing that's in here. But people who experience much more severe cases of the COOF have, at least when it was recorded and when it was tested for, lower rates of vitamin D ended up corresponding to more severe symptoms associated with the COOF. It's just another reason I hate all of the people that locked you up throughout the entirety of the pandemic and told you to just stay at home and be scared all the time. No, go outside, go see the sun, go literally touch grass, because that's actually helping you out. Scientists analyzed brain tissue samples from 209 participants at the Rush Memory and Aging Project, a long-term study of Alzheimer's begun in 1997. The project assessed the cognitive function of older people with no signs of cognitive impairment as they aged and studied irregularities in the brain tissue after death. Tufts research looked at samples to determine vitamin D levels in 4 regions of the brain. 2 were linked with Alzheimer's disease-related changes, 1 with dementia associated with blood flow, and 1 region not associated with Alzheimer's disease-related cognitive decline or vascular disease. Study participants were 92 years old at the time of death. Wow, 77% were female, 72% had at least 12 years of education. Okay, so, just kind of your rank and file person, except for that 92 years old. Shout out. Hopefully I make it that long, but that's, also telling that 77% of them made it that long were female. That's another reason I want to stay on my game. Okay, I want to be one of those 23% that were in there. Previous studies found diet and nutrition, including vitamin D, are factors in cognitive function for older adults, but they relied on blood levels and dietary intake of the vitamins, said lead author Kyla Shea. Yo, that doesn't sound like you're a researcher. That sounds like you are on a couple of subscription-based websites. That's just a very unfortunate name. I'm sure you're a very bright woman. An associate professor at Tufts. That is her job, and then you can also see more of her for $5 a month. Anyways, vitamin D is needed to build and maintain bones and has anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and neuroprotective properties. Foods rich in vitamin D include oily fish like salmon, dairy products, just do good dairy products, harder cheeses, okay, Bulgarian or Greek yogurt, okay, we've run through the list of good dairies that's out there before, and beef liver. Yes, be like the Liver King, minus all the needles. You can also get all of the vitamin D you need by exposing your skin to between 10 and 30 minutes of midday sunlight. Yeah, man. Even though right now, depending on last week it would have been 30 below zero for the entire week. At the time of recording this is before all this stuff goes down. I'm not looking forward to it, but I'm still going outside because being outside and getting some sun first thing in the morning, that's a non-negotiable, man. I gotta go outside and do it. Otherwise, I'm just not right. And maybe that has something to do with the acquisition of vitamin D, but hey man, you gotta go get it. There's no excuse out there. Researchers confirmed the presence of vitamin D in the brain, also discovered vitamin D levels in the brain weren't associated with physiological markers typical of Alzheimer's disease, including amyloid plaque buildup, Lewy body disease, what even is that, and signs of chronic or microscopic strokes. Okay. That's interesting. In fact, in this study, vitamin D levels in the brain were not associated with levels of brain changes that are known to be a part of the definition of Alzheimer's disease or other dementias. Claire Sexton, Dr. Phil, Alzheimer's Association, Senior Director of Scientific Programs and Outreach, told The Times. A tough study only looked at data from white people. Oh my God. That means the study's racism. Well, they had to test people that are 92 years old, so unless they were going to get those old bottle ladies in Chinatown, it's like it'd be tough. You'd be hard pressed. And vitamin D levels are known to differ between races and ethnicity. I want to make a joke so bad about vitamin D levels in fried chicken and in watermelon, but it's not appropriate for this channel, and by proxy, and because some of you very funny individuals can already make the connections that are out there. I guess I did. I guess I made the joke. They also couldn't link vitamin D levels to physical signs of Alzheimer's disease. This means more research is needed to confirm the significance of these findings for other populations, said researchers. Yeah, obviously, if you're only testing one group, but, at the end of the day, okay, you won't hear me say this very often, but when it comes to, the effect of vitamins and minerals on a person's body, it doesn't matter. We're literally all the same. All of that race stuff, it really doesn't much matter. Outside of very fringe diseases and fringe cases, okay? Sexton emphasizes that studies of risk and risk education in Alzheimer's and other dementia should be conducted using representative populations so that... shut up, you SJW. Vitamin D deficiency is currently a global issue. Roughly 1 billion people worldwide and 35% of U.S. adults consume too little of the essential nutrient. Lifestyle habits and behaviors, including diet and nutrition, will likely be an important part of effective future combination treatment of Alzheimer's and other dementia. Yeah, levels are high or at least sufficient in a bunch of people that don't develop Alzheimer's disease. We just don't know why, though. Very interesting. Lifestyle habits and behaviors, including diet and nutrition, will likely be an important part of future effective combination treatment of Alzheimer's and other dementia, as we currently do with heart disease and other major disorders, Sexton noted through gritted teeth, because not enough black people. To speed this process, the AA, Alzheimer's Association, I remember, no pun intended, is leading the U.S. Pointer study, a 2-year clinical trial to evaluate whether lifestyle interventions that simultaneously target many risk factors can protect cognitive function in older adults at increased risk for cognitive decline. U.S. study to protect brain health through lifestyle intervention to reduced risk. Okay, so that's the Pointer study. The first such study to be conducted in a large, diverse group of Americans across the United States. I don't like this Sexton lady. She sounds terrible. Previous clinical trials of vitamin D supplementation to reduce dementia risk found mixed and varying results, and side effects were observed. Yes, because that's they're fat. It's a fat soluble vitamin. Okay, vitamin D is ADENK, and their associated derivatives. So vitamin D3, K2, E squared. I don't know about that one, but you can in incredibly high doses run a level of toxicity in your body. It's just very difficult to acquire that much. Daily recommended intake for vitamin D is 600 IUs, so imperial units, I think that's what it is. I might be wrong on that one. For people from 1 to 70 years old, and 80 IUs for those older. It's always recommended to start vitamin D supplementation to reduce dementia risk. Caution Sexton. Always talk to your healthcare provider before starting supplements or other dietary interventions. Let's get that right. She must be super fun at dinner parties. So guess what, guys? Be on the cutting edge on that one. Make sure you are getting adequate vitamin D so that you can look as happy as that old lady when you reach her age. And she looks, she's super happy about turning 45 recently. Just joking. So with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.